Wait, is it actually starting now? Hey, we're on, maybe. Hello. Hello, YouTube world. Welcome back to another episode of Finance Agents Live. I am Tim MC, as you know. I'm joined today by the fabulous Ben Morris.
Extra fabulous today.
Extra fabulous. As you know, Ben Morris runs our 401k rollover product, which helps people use money trapped in their 401k to finance their business. It's the cheapest way to finance a business when it's available, so it's awesome. I think we're about to launch on Facebook, as they say in Spain.
They don't say that.
They do.
No one says that.
They say Facebook in Spain. Launching Facebook now. Welcome. Hello, everybody. This is the official launch. Welcome back to Finance Agents Live. This is episode number 56. My name is Tim MC. I'm here with the extra fabulous, triple fabulous Ben Morris, who runs our 401k rollover division. And today, we're going to be giving you the results from this week's Will It Fund examples. So this week we had 4 different video examples of real-life scenarios. Well, 3 real-life scenarios and one fantasy one that Trey made up. But either way, based on reality, 4 real-ish scenarios of people who came to us looking for funding. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. Which ones did, which ones didn't? You had the chance to watch the videos before the show, put your comments, put your votes, whether you did or didn't. I don't know. Let's find out what happened.
Well, here's a hint. If I worked them, they worked out.
Right. Okay. Sure. All right. All right. So what we're going to do something a little bit different this week than before. We're actually going to play some of the vids. We're going to play the videos so you can watch it, and we will be discussing it afterwards. So, Darren, how are we looking? My 3-year-old son. Very good with the space bar on YouTube. Yeah. Very good at skipping commercials.
Dad, skip ad.
Maybe turn the audio. Is the audio back on, Darren? At least while people are sitting there listening. Hey, okay, so technical difficulties. That's never happened before. This is the first time in the show. You've witnessed the very first time we've had technical difficulties. I don't know if this is going to... Right now, we're seeing if we can get audio to you or not. So in the interim, bootstrapped.
There we go.
What's your mug of the day, man?
Always challenge the old ways.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's old classic.
All right. What's one old way you've challenged this year? Wait, this was not prepped. This is live, unscripted.
Scaling down. I always thought, well, more the merrier.
Right.
The more help I can get, the better. But I just tried to streamline a little bit and do without, and it's been phenomenal.
Right. So down profitability.
Exactly.
All right. People in the factory workers love that. Or not. Okay. We're going to do it old school style. Does that mean they can still hear us?
I am working on my mobile repair shop store. And I've got it, we're working on the build out now, and I'm getting ready to open in a few weeks.
Okay, so pre-revenue.
Yeah.
All right. And is it you and who else? By yourself or?
Me, flying solo.
Okay. What have you done in the past? What's your background?
Well, I was in the military. I did some operations engineering, things like that there, which is why I think that the cell phone would be a good fit for me. I did a lot of repairs and things like that for the military.
Okay, great. Now, what have you brought to the table as far as money to infuse into your business?
Well, I'm looking for the Veterans Express program, and I know they have some stuff with the SBA for veterans, and so that's really what I want.
Okay, all right. How's your personal credit?
It's it's okay. It's pretty good. You know, taking out some loans for the business, but you know, it's good enough to take out those loans.
Okay. And how much do you actually need for this?
I need about 150,000.
150,000.
I need to finish the build out, and I need to start the business.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, do you have any equity in real estate?
I own a house with my partner.
Okay. And you said just a second ago your credit's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any potential credit partners? Someone from the family or friends who has better credit?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you have any stock?
Stocks? No, not
Okay.
really.
Have any retirement assets?
Yeah, I have my retirement plan, and then I've got my military pension.
Okay. How much do you have in retirement assets?
I think I have about 35,000, and my wife has some, or my spouse has some too.
Okay. Very nice, very nice. Okay. And do you have any hard deadlines you have to beat?
Well, yeah, I'd like to open the store because all of these debts are starting to pile up. I got some credit cards to start the business, and the payments right now are really a lot.
Okay. And have you formed a business entity yet? Do you have an LLC?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, well, I tell you what, I think I might have a solution in place, so I'm going to send you some documentation, or at least the items that we need to do an internal review. When can you get these back to me?
I can work on it over the weekend.
Okay, perfect. Then let's start with that, and I look forward to helping you out.
Great. Thanks. Trey, was it?
That's it.
Trace.
Trey.
Trey.
Sublette.
Trey Sublette. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and we're back. Okay, so we just watched that amazing dramatization. Props out to Rhoda for really getting into character. Love that. All right, so what are we talking about? We're talking about somebody who, I got to look, they started the business already.
Yeah, absolutely.
With credit card financing.
Right.
Which, personal credit cards, we see this all the time. So now their personal credit is messed up because they're overloaded. It's difficult to get any other kind of financing. The bright spot I heard there, I know that the person was asking about maybe SBA loan financing, but if you got, you know, maxed out credit cards, that is going to be hard. So the bright spot there is retirement assets. Imagine that. What's the coincidence that they would have retirement assets and Ben would be here?
Yeah.
So that means you worked it and it was definitely a done deal, right? You said if you worked on it,
so that's success.
it's success, right?
Well, I think the key here is, you know, that they need collateral. They need some sort of cash injection or collateral to qualify.
For an SBA loan.
For an SBA loan.
Or whatever.
And 35,000 is probably not going to be, you know, enough in that case. But what we can do.
Yeah, because you've got 35, you got to pay for the service and maybe you're going to net like 30.
Sure.
Right?
And you know, normally that comes in on the low end of what we like to approve for BDRA. Usually, you know, 50,000 is great, but as long as the amount is enough to qualify them or to open their business, then you know there's really no wrong amount for BDRA. In this case, the real issue though is the existing debt. And this is why business credit is such a great thing, because it doesn't affect your personal credit. It doesn't prevent you from going out and getting more credit. But in this case, the client already did that. Their credit's not terrible. It's just, you know, they have high utilization. So that's what we solved in this instance, is that all of that utilization actually came from business expenses. So normally you can't use a retirement account to pay down personal debt. But in this case, we can have the corporation say, hey, you incurred all this personal, you know, credit and debt. We can give you money back for that and reimburse you to pay down those cards. So that's exactly what we did. We rolled over the money into the new business and had the corporation reimburse this client for the credit card debt that they had taken on. They were able to pay down the debt to a utilization that could get them approved with a bank.
So then they ended up getting another loan.
Exactly.
So they used the retirement savings to pay off the business expense, which happened to be on the personal credit, making the personal credit much better, so they then qualified for another type of financing.
Absolutely.
That's a win. Let's ring the bell. Woo! That was a pretty lackluster. You just didn't even ding. It was a rally cry.
I still like it. Yeah.
Like you used to doing with your shirts at night.
Uh-huh.
Okay, awesome. All right, moving on. Next one. Let's see what we got.
Did you want to know what people voted?
Sure. You don't have to tell me how many people, but in general, what was the response?
It funded.
Everybody thought it funded.
Everybody thought it funded, and we actually had some decent amount of comments.
Okay, what's one of the good comments? Because right now I'd say 35 is bumping along the bottom. So when I heard it, I heard I need 150, and I have 35, and maybe my wife partner has some. That didn't sound like it was going to do it, but because we used to pay down, and then they were able to get a. Do we know what kind of loan they got? Anyway, give me the comments. What do you got?
Okay, so JD said it sounds like they may have some debt to income issues. We should probably look at a debt consolidation loan first. I think the SBA still has the Patriot Express Loan Initiative. There's no upfront fee or prepayment penalty, and it only requires a 15% injection for loans up to $150,000.
They wouldn't count the money that you use to pay off the credit cards as a capital injection, would they?
Yeah, it still counts.
Oh, it counts.
It got deposited into the corporate checking account and shows the balance.
Great. I didn't know that.
So then he continues on. He can cover that with his retirement fund, or he may have enough in the business already to cover the injection. However, on loans over $50,000, they need a lot more documents. So that might bugger up the deal.
Good choice of words. It could mess up the deal. Because you are right, over 50 or over 100. I mean, the bigger the loan, the more they're going to ask for, and that's the fly in the ointment. If there's something that you couldn't come up with on that initial call, that like they filed a loss 2 years ago or something like that. It's a brand new business, but they're really going to be looking at the personal. Any other good comments? JD always has excellent, well thought out comments. Thank you, JD.
Yeah, Corey Grant actually mentioned she does have a retirement account and owns a house, although with her partner, so not sure how that complicates matters. I haven't done the math because she didn't say what the home was worth, but I would imagine owning a home in California should provide her enough equity to cover financial LTV requirements on the $150,000 loan. And it doesn't help that she is pre-revenue and still building out the store, out, but the risk is low with a retirement account and a house for collateral on a $150,000 loan. Hashtag fund.
Love it. Love the hashtags. Okay, awesome. Great comments. Appreciate it. All right, so that was a winner. Let's go on to the next one.
All right.
You could probably leave our mics on too, considering. All right, let's click on Trey's forehead.
Deal number 19. Action. Hello, Josh.
Now we can heckle it live. They can hear us.
Yes.
Josh.
Hi, Josh. This is Libby. How are you today?
Libby.
I'm good, Libby. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I got a referral here from Derek saying that you were looking for business funding. Is that right?
Yes.
Good, good. So is now a good time to talk?
I have a couple minutes, sure.
Couple minutes. Okay. Tell me about your situation and what you're looking to do.
Well, I'm trying to buy a franchise.
A franchise. Oh, great. What franchise?
Juice It Up.
Juice It Up. Okay, good. And where is it?
It's here in Oceanside.
Oceanside. Okay. Do you have a location?
We're navigating those waters right now, so not yet.
Okay.
Open a brand
and
new.
Where are you in the franchise process? Have you put down a deposit, or have you done your discovery day?
We've done our discovery day.
Okay.
Yes. So we're kind of into it now. Now it's time to get serious and make sure we have the capital.
Okay.
I love how people
and
look for
how much do you have to
money
put
after they've
into the
paid.
investment?
It's very risky.
Well, it's me and a partner.
Okay.
So I currently own a couple different wiener schnitzel.
Sorry.
So I have a couple businesses already.
Okay.
So I'm trying to diversify.
Okay. And those
Wiener
are in
schnitzels.
their own LLC, or are they with the same
one of the
partner?
funniest
This would
franchises
be
out there.
totally separate.
Wiener Schnitzel.
It's just the wiener schnitzels are mine, and the partner will be part
like
of the
them?
Juice It Up.
Okay.
You eat that?
And how is your
I
credit
like
and your
real
partner's credit?
schnitzel.
Mine's okay. His is pretty bad.
What does that mean, okay?
It means A-okay. It means 600, 620, right?
600? Okay. Okay.
That's okay, right?
Okay.
Sure.
Right.
Depends on
Yeah,
what we can do
620
for
is
you.
A-okay.
And so with the
Yeah,
wiener
not so
schnitzels,
much.
do you own the properties or do you lease those?
I lease the properties.
Okay. And do you have other property or real estate?
Besides my own home, no.
No? Okay. And what about your partner? Do they have real estate or anything like that?
He's not really, doesn't have a lot of assets.
Okay.
So he's going to be more towards bringing experience.
Oh, okay. He's run a Juice It Up or a yogurt or a food franchise?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Wiener Schnitzel.
And so this is a new one, so you haven't filed tax returns yet, haven't opened. Do you have any other assets other than real estate? Do you have a retirement account?
I do have retirement assets.
Okay, how much is in that?
About $475.
Somebody say my name?
$475?
$475,000.
Okay, $475,000. Okay, great.
$475.
Okay, great. That sounds great. Do you have any other business partners with good or strong credit that?
No, it's just been me and my cash, and so now it's just me and Hobo.
Juice it up.
Hobo.
It's only
Hobo?
a few hundred.
Yeah.
All right, well,
should be
I'm
able
going
to
to
do it.
send you over an application for you and Hobo to complete, along with the
Hobo?
documents that we'll need, and we'll get you ready for
Did he say the name
review.
was Hobo?
Yeah,
Should
you don't
take
have
about
any
20.
kids?
I'm trying to get the full $350,000 for the
the
franchise.
ones that don't-
Okay, that's
Naming you
the
Hobo
amount.
if you don't
Yes.
stop that right now.
Well, we'll get you reviewed for underwriters. We'll see what we can get you the full amount, and I think we'll have an
Changing
answer
your
for you
name
in
to
24
Hobo.
hours.
Okay, great.
Okay,
I
thanks.
appreciate it.
Great. Okay. Well, we had some interesting stuff in there, like the name Hobo. Was that the real client's name?
Yeah.
Is that really it? Okay. Then I don't want to make fun of it. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've met some interesting named people before. So, all right. Somebody wants to open a Juice It Up. They already own 2 Wiener Schnitzels. I didn't hear her talk about how profitable they were, because generally you want to open up a new franchise, you're going to leverage the existing business, cash flow, net profit, experience, history, to see if they're going to qualify for a loan for the new one. Those are some of the things I'd be asking about. But it
I guess
is,
the credit products probably didn't work for this client.
oh yeah, because the AOK credit didn't quite get there, and then the partner with less than AOK credit, you're right. That's a real issue. Okay, so credit and loans are off the table. No real estate other than his primary residence, which primary residence would be something if you get an SBA, since we don't qualify for that. And then Q Ben, there's some retirement assets in there.
Quite a bit. I mean,
Quite a bit.
you know,
More than they needed,
95,000.
it sounded.
Yeah, it's a lot more than they needed. One of the things I want to point out is that in situations like this, we actually leave our offerings open for 12 months. So this client was only needed, I think, 200, 300,000 but they moved the entire account over. So we kept it in a 401k plan with them, set up traditional mutual funds or ETFs. So they continued to grow their retirement account that wasn't being used for the business.
All right, so real quick, if you only need 250 and you have 500 in your retirement account, you can roll the entire thing over, use the 250 for your business, have the other 250 invested. What is the implication of leaving the offering open? What does that mean? You said we leave the offering open for a year. What's that have to do with the second part?
Yeah, I mean, the qualified employer securities offering, the magic that makes it possible for you to get retirement dollars into a corporation, it's a limited time offering, and it does close. So even though the company is always going to have stock, it's only making that possible for a short window of time.
So if he needed more money within the year, he could have pulled some out of investing and invested in his own business up to a year.
That's
After a year, if you want to do it, it's still possible, but you have to file some sort of an amendment or, right?
Yeah, we got to create an amendment, and there's usually a valuation requirement, so there's additional costs.
Okay.
But for that first year, we allow up to 3 investments, so we don't want them to use it as a checking account, but with
Right.
significant amounts, they can come back 6 months, 10 months later, and pull additional capital from their retirement account. So
Great, so this one funded.
yeah,
All right,
we
let's
had more than
ring
enough.
the bell. Woo! Success. Okay, anything else about this one? Is that good? All right.
That's it.
Let's keep them rolling.
Yeah, in this
What?
case, everybody thought it was
Oh
fun
yeah,
too.
the votes.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is the whole point of this,
I mean-
these episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so everybody.
I mean, name drop 400,000. It's like, yep.
That sounded
2
good.
thumbs. Good
Yeah.
job.
So everybody thought it would fund. Nobody thought it wouldn't fund. And comments are, there ain't no credit problem that cash can't cure.
That's
He's got
JD.
cash flow in
Yeah.
his other businesses and reserve in his retirement. We might be able to get him a big wiener loan.
Rolling with the Wiener Schnitzel jokes.
Without
That's
having
good.
to tap
Keep-
his retirement. Hobo may have to go.
Hobo.
Yeah.
Did you just make that name up? All right. Okay, so next. What do we got? I think we're rolling up on the last one here. Nope. Never mind. We got lots of them. All right. Hit it. And go. And. Whoa. Popping off.
Hello?
Oh, wow. That was loud.
Who's this? Hi, my name's Trey. I'm with Finance Agents. How you doing today?
Tracy, nice to meet you.
No.
He clearly gets that a lot, yeah.
You were referred to us by Lucy.
Lucy.
One of our many agents across the country. So,
right.
do you have a couple minutes to talk about your scenario?
Sure, okay.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, what are you looking to do?
tell you what I want to do is I have the opportunity to buy a restaurant. It's actually, it was a restaurant, it closed down, but I can get in there and pick up everything for a steal. I can buy everything that I need to run my restaurant at a fraction of the cost. I pretty much just take over the lease, and about $100 grand for the different restaurant equipment and some tenant improvements. And I'm up and running.
I know,
right? I can open a restaurant.
I get nervous with restaurants.
Cheaper than the last one.
Hey, last one shut down. This one's
I think
amazing.
It's a great opportunity.
Great.
Just
it's a perfect location.
Great, great. Now, is it yourself, or do you have partners?
This
who
one's
else is
actually
involved?
really
Yep, me and one partner.
Right.
Yeah,
drive by it every day.
Same guy I owned the last restaurant with. So we worked together. We've already got the concept ready to go. We've got the menus, the special. We even have our sign. We have all the branding, everything ready to go. We just jump into this location.
What type of food?
And make it work. Mexican.
Mexican food. Okay, great. So obviously you've been in the industry in the past. You've
right.
Had, okay, a couple different restaurants, or how long?
Just one. I mean, I've worked in restaurants before, managed other ones. But this last one that we opened, that was my first.
Okay. How much is it going to take to get this open?
I just really need $100 grand.
100 grand.
Heck, most of that is just for the liquor license.
Okay.
Apparently I do.
Something like 90 for the liquor. I mean, ideally we get about 250. I need 90 for the liquor license, and about 100 into the location for the improvement. So I really need about 200 actually.
Now, any deadlines you have to beat?
I mean, besides the fact that it's on the market, I don't have a specific deadline. Of course, if I miss it, it's gone.
Okay.
So.
All right, great. Well, thanks for letting me know.
Good-looking
guy.
Guy.
About their scenario. So, a couple questions.
Really
How
charismatic.
is credit?
We took
a barn, painted it blue, turned it upside on its side.
What's not too good? What's holding it down?
The last restaurant didn't work.
Okay.
And so we ended up defaulting on the lease and on some loans. So our credit is pretty challenged.
Okay. And so, and your partner's in the same boat, or?
Pretty good. My partner's credit is great, except for one American Express card, which is a business credit card. So I don't know why the business credit, but when the business credit card, when we defaulted on that hit his credit. Otherwise, his credit is great.
All right. What do you have to bring to the table? What type of collateral?
Collateral. Like what?
Do you have any equity in real estate?
That's a
Do you have
no.
cash in the bank? What would you say?
No, we don't have any cash. We don't really have any money. That's why we need a loan. We don't have any cash. We don't have any collateral.
Do you have any retirement assets?
I don't.
You got
I don't.
Guy.
But maybe my partner does, I believe.
Okay.
Have some retirement assets. Besides that, no.
Okay. And do your spouses have any retirement assets?
Not married.
Okay, not married. Okay. All right. Any stocks?
No.
Nope.
No
Okay.
stocks.
And just to make sure, no equity in real estate, no investment properties or commercial
No.
properties.
Stock question.
Put it all
always
in the
gets
last
people.
place.
They're like,
And the model didn't work. There was a bad location. But this is a better
not.
location. This one's
I feel like, what are you doing?
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let me send you a list of things we need to do an internal review. And get that back to me, and I'll have some
gives me
input
something to do
within
on
24
Friday
hours.
great. How quickly do you think we can get this done? A couple $100 grand?
Myself.
Give me
Bitcoin?
about 2 days, we can get this done.
Nope.
2 days? You can get the
That worked
funding in
out
2
right.
days?
I cashed out.
That's fast.
It's-
I'm impressed.
I was
You
being
guys
sarcastic,
You guys are better
George,
than I thought.
but what we can do is let's at least do the review first, and
Okay.
then I might give a better picture of how fast it would be.
Okay, all right. So we can get an answer in 2 days. Is what you're saying.
Absolutely, 2 days.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Great, thanks.
Boom. Okay. Absolutely. All right. So those two handsome devils. What are you going to say about this? We got a guy who wants to buy a restaurant. He has a partner. They already owned a restaurant. The restaurant failed. They're able to pull all the assets from that restaurant and get into a new shell of a restaurant where some other restaurant failed. It sounds a little scary to me. Restaurant to restaurant. A lot of failing restaurants going on there. Fortunately, restaurants normally don't fail. I'm just kidding. It's it's risky. Banks are going to think it's risky.
What I like about this though is even if the credit was perfect, like trying to use a credit card or a loan to finance buying an asset sale, for somebody that's selling at a loss, like it generally isn't going to work. And like you said, it's just going to sound too fishy for a lot of lenders. But
yeah,
he knows it's a good investment apparently, and
right.
His retirement account doesn't have a voice in this. He just has to go along with it. So in this case, we just tap the retirement account. And
just tap it.
Just tap it. Just wait till it comes down.
It was, this is a client that I talked to, and
it took some conversation to decide whether or not it made sense. We had $250K in his retirement account, really exactly what they needed in order to launch the business. One of the things that they were interested in with this was that they could launch it with the $250 and go out and bring in other investors who could also invest using the same open, I don't know, what's it called? It's not an open enrollment period, that's health insurance, but what do you call that open period of the investment? Investment offering?
Yeah, I was just kidding.
Open investment offering. Now, for them to actually capitalize on that, they would also have to have the money in a 401k or a self-direct IRA?
Any retirement account.
Any other retirement account could also invest if they brought in an investor.
Yeah, they could use a retirement account, or since it's a third party, they could just use cash.
Okay, third party could come in with cash.
Right.
Would you have to do changes to the process to allow a third party to put in $100,000?
No, and when you mentioned the offering, like that's only for a retirement account. So anybody that had a retirement account, they would really only be part of that initial offering. Now, after that, self-directed IRAs and people with cash can come in and just buy regular stock.
Okay, it has nothing to do with your process, it's just what they do.
Yeah, but we would still actually help with that as well.
Help.
So we would create the stock certificates, we would help them navigate that the waters of bringing on an investor. But as far as just the stock and if it's available, there's no problems.
Yeah, one of the things that was really interesting about this is that they were buying into what used to be a restaurant that we used to go to.
Yeah.
We had two Christmas parties in that restaurant. We never understood why I didn't do better. It was so weird. I think they were money laundering. I'm not even kidding. Anyway, so I'm wishing the best of luck, and it worked and it funded.
Yeah.
Woo! It's all rainbows and unicorns this week. Everybody's funding.
Pretty good.
All right, what did the people say?
Well, so we actually had a difference of an opinion. Only half of, actually, 75% of everybody who voted thought that it would actually fund, and the other 25% said it would not fund.
Okay.
So the majority has it, and the majority was right, but still, there was a few pieces where people were a little concerned. I
could tell you Trey definitely thought that was a dead deal. And I could tell when I was talking to him that he was like, okay, well, this is done. And he was wrapping it up. And this is one of the things that's interesting that I like bringing up, especially with BDRA, especially with the retirement rollovers. So it's real easy to talk to somebody in here. There is no way this is going to happen. You got bad credit. You just lost a business. You defaulted on credit cards. You defaulted on loans. Your last business didn't work. You want to buy into another business that already failed. That sounds like you got a lot of strikes against you.
Sure.
But one $250,000 retirement account, and you don't have to get anybody's permission. Right. If you believe in yourself and you have the money, you can do it. And so it's exciting, and people just forget to ask. And even Trey, even though he asked, he heard me say that my partner has retirement funds, but he didn't ask any more questions because he thought it was dead. So.
And you look at situations like that when it seems bad. The only reason they still have retirement assets in that account is because nobody asked them.
Right.
Along the way, when they were using other financing and using credit cards and defaulting, nobody said, "Hey, what about your retirement account?" So it's still there. It's still sitting.
Right. Maybe their last business wouldn't have failed if they had the extra capital in order to put it in and get it through. When you start a new business, it takes time before it's actually successful. So anyway, I thought that was a real good example to throw in.
Yeah, and also as you mentioned, like if they had been able to use that, if cash flow was the problem with the first business, they used a retirement account and they were in a good spot, they would actually be buying these assets with revenue from that first business or with leftover retirement assets. So I have a lot of clients who will do that. They'll start the first store, they'll start the first location, whatever it is, and then once it's profitable, they'll go and look for another one, either a failing business or start their own.
Right.
So it could have been an entirely different conversation if somebody had asked initially, but people don't ask, and so when you're the person that asks, you'll probably be the first.
Right, and one of the things, when you're dealing with other kinds of lending, all the lenders want you to put your own cash into the business, and I love it when people say, when you ask them how much capital they have, and they say, well, I don't have money, that's what you're for.
Right.
I love that. The bank's going to want you to put some money in. This is a way to do it. If you've been investing in a retirement account, you have money you can put in, and then you can get the rest of the money financed. So, all right, let's take it home with the last one. Go. Ready? Go. Will it fund? 21. Hello?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing today? Is this is Chuck, right?
No, my name is Miles.
Hey,
Austin.
okay, Miles, that's right. All right. Hey, Miles, I got your information here. You were referred to us by Sally at Sally's Capital. Sally says you're looking for funding for your business. I don't really have any other notes here. What can you want to tell me what you're looking for?
Sure, yeah, I'm starting my own barbecue restaurant.
Starting a barbecue restaurant, great. You a chef, you're a grill meister?
Nope, just like barbecue.
On the side,
the side?
I used to be in the NFL, play football.
You used to be in the NFL? Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
That's transferable.
Okay. What team?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Hey!
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
All right, awesome. Okay, great. So,
I don't know, man.
I'm
trying
to
to,
play?
you know,
wide
do a little
receiver.
ribbon, but I'm not good at it.
Well, that's pretty exciting. How long has it been? How long have you been out?
It's maybe 5-6 years or so I've been retired.
Been out, like out of prison?
Awesome.
Been
out, so
yeah.
Now you
Not
are looking to
bankrupt
get
yet,
into the barbecue business. Well, that sounds fun. Do you have a name and everything picked out? You already...
Miles's Barbecue Joint.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Great. Well, let's look in to see how we can do this for you.
Sure. Okay.
How much money do you think you need in order to... This is a brand new venture?
Brand new.
Done it, right?
Downtown Dallas.
Downtown Dallas. How much do you need to get started?
Need about $525,000.
$525,000.
Yes.
Have you ever run a restaurant, or do you have anybody in your family? Have you ever been around? Have you ever worked in a restaurant?
I've had chefs before, my private chefs.
Private chefs?
Yeah, when you're
that counts.
player, yeah.
I've eaten,
Okay.
right? That's what everybody
Did
thinks.
you manage them like
I've
it was a
eaten.
business?
I could open a
Or you
restaurant.
just saying
Necessarily,
people
no.
cooked for you? Okay.
No.
All right, so have you run any type of a business?
Nope, just running routes for football. That's it.
Running
This is
routes.
my first business. That
Okay,
I'll
cool. Well, this will be a fun way to get into it. All right, so you're looking over a little over $500,000. What have, and you've been out for a few years, so how much money do you have to put into it yourself? If the $525,000 is the whole thing, do you have any of that already in cash?
Sure, I have that in the bank.
How much?
About 1.5.
You have $1.5 million in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you thought about just financing it with cash?
All right. Just paying for it?
Okay, it's good to leverage it. So you can come in with as much as necessary. If we can't finance the entire thing, then you're able to cover a bunch.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And do you have any idea what your credit's like? Have you checked your credit recently?
Credit's decent. It's pretty good.
Okay, so you've got good credit, a lot of money in the bank, not a lot of business experience, and the business plan itself, have you had it put together by somebody with restaurant experience?
Yes, I have a team in place to help me. It is there's a group that have other locations.
Okay, great. Do you have any other assets like real estate assets or any other assets that we can use to bring into the mix?
Just my primary residence. I currently live now in the outskirts of Dallas, and then I have about $2 million in
bank
retirement
and
assets.
$2 million in retirement assets. Is that part of the $1.5 million you have in the bank?
No.
Or, okay, $1.5 in the bank, $2 million in retirement assets. And what is that? What form are your retirement assets in?
It's part of my pension for
Part of
being
your
the
pension
NFL players.
From the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, so we've got decent credit, a lot of money in the bank. You've got a team. So on your team, is there an experienced restaurant manager?
No, it's going to be my wife. So,
okay,
yeah.
all right. But you could bring in an experienced restaurant manager to help you run the place if you wanted to.
I'm a cowboy.
Right. Okay, and you got some retirement assets and a lot of cash in the bank. Sounds like we have enough for what we need for now. I'm going to send out an application for you. If we can get all of this in writing, then we should be able to look at some different options. Whether or not we can get term financing or something else, we should be able to let you know within a couple days. Okay?
Sounds great.
Excellent.
I
Thanks
appreciate
a lot.
it. Thank you. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. San Diego's High School. What? Can we do the vote first?
Sure. Let's find out what the people say. Do we have any? This one went out like this morning, so.
All right.
We got any comments?
We have 2 people thought it would fund,
Okay.
and nobody thought it wouldn't.
All right. Well, there you go.
Everybody thought it funded.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. So is the question, will it happen as a business? Or is the question, will we be able to get financing for them with $1.5 million in retirement savings, or no, $2 million.
Yeah.
$2 million in retirement savings, that sounds easy. $1.5 million in cash, you start to look at any cost at all. Might as well just finance it with cash unless it's invested or whatever. Some of the issues you have on there, somebody with no restaurant experience trying to get a loan on a restaurant is really hard. just bringing in an experienced restaurant manager is not enough. You're probably going to have to actually give them equity in the business. So now, if I'm this guy and I got $1.5 million in the bank and I could own the whole thing myself, just cash, or I can bring in an experienced restaurant manager and give him 30% to get a loan, heck, it's probably still smarter to do that. But I might be more likely to just try to wing it, start barbecuing it. What are your thoughts?
Well, the first thing I would look at is the retirement account itself, and $2 million seems a little bit high for a retirement account, even for an NFL player.
Seems high.
Just because there are annual limits.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, it sounds like they usually don't have that much, especially in the NFL player's pension, because it is contributed to on their behalf, and there's annual limits, and NFL players don't play that long. So what I've usually seen in an NFL player's accounts, usually somewhere between $5 to $1 million.
Okay.
To $1 million.
How many of these have you seen? How many NFL?
About 6.
6?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, more than I thought.
Yeah,
okay.
We funded 2 of them because the NFL players' pension plan, it has an age limit on it. So when you have something like a pension, it's a lot more restricted than a 401k. The whole premise of a 401k is that it's your account, you can take it with you. If you quit, you get to take it pretty much immediately. You can't put a lot of rules on it. But when a pension or an employee stock ownership program, things where the employer is funding almost all of it, and they're able to put a lot of rules on it. And so the NFL plan has these rules. They just say flat out, we're not going to cut you any checks until you turn 45.
45.
Yeah,
okay.
and
most of these guys are out between 25 and 30.
Yeah. So when I hear
right?
6 years out, there's no way that guy's 45 unless he played till he was 39. So unless he's Peyton Manning,
doesn't happen much.
Which he's not. So anyway, so he's not 45, and in this case, he's not going to be able to access that retirement account. So he's going to be using that 1.5 in cash, or at least 500 of it.
Right. Okay. All right. So the business happened, but not our financing of it. He said he had good credit. I mean, we probably could have gotten him credit cards. And frankly, with that scenario, he probably, even with no experience, you put in $250,000, we'll get him a loan for $250,000. That potentially could have happened. I can't tell you the actual answer because of all of our scenarios, this one is not a real one. Trey just kind of made that one up. It is based on, it is based on real experience with a lot of NFL players coming through here. I'm surprised when it happens. But an NFL pension is really difficult to be accessed for the 401k rollover product. What about pensions in general? They're always going to have some rules, and so it's kind of a crapshoot. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's a good way to put it. It's usually about 50-50. Half of the pensions that exist out there are true pensions where there's no balance, you don't have any money. You just have a formula calculated based on how many years you worked, and the employer says, all right, we're going to give you, $2,000 a month or $4,000 a month for the rest of your life. That's how most, like a true pension works. But
that's why there's not a lot of pensions anymore.
That's why everybody switched to 401ks.
Right.
But there are a lot of are also pensions that have been rewritten or amended, or that are newer and were designed in the 21st century, that allow for what we call lump sum distributions. So you can kind of opt out of the pension. You say, you know what, you can keep your $2,000 a month. I'll take the $400,000 or the $200,000 or whatever that I get instead.
Kind of like if you win the lotto, you could take the lump sum, or you could take the payments over time.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's a different conversation to have with clients. Whereas when it's just a 401k, you have a balance. It's easy to do that math. Like, is $400,000 enough for me to live off of? Or starting a business that generates income, something that I can retire with. That's kind of a no-brainer. I would always take the income over.
It's the new retirement.
Yeah.
I call it the new retirement. Quit your job and get a franchise.
But with the pension, that lifetime income is baked into it. So that's a guaranteed amount, for the rest of their life, and that's hard to walk away from.
Right.
So we usually give them the choice. So that's why with pensions, it's really good to get a statement, let us review it, and then sit down and have a realistic conversation with the client and say, listen, you're going to choose between starting a business or this much money per month, and look at their finances and see if that's a good fit, because it's a big thing to give up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. I don't know if we have any comments, questions. Maybe you're just sitting there writing about how much you love us. Whatever it is, we'd be happy to hear it. Ben, thank you for being fabulous on the show again.
Happy to be here. Yeah.
And subscribe. If you like what you're doing, subscribe. You'll get all these extra notifications about the cool things. If you want to get like those daily, you know, when we're putting up these daily funding scenarios, we're not sending out emails. They're just there. So if you subscribe, you get little notifications whenever they happen. Besides that, tell your friends. Money is here. I don't know what else to say. Let's wrap it up. Thank you for coming on. Let's ring a bell. All right.